my little party animals. hiphiprenee here today with a brand new speed build for you, and today we are working on an apartment in San Myshuno. This is going to be a studio apartment, so it's just kind of like one big room. The kitchen is in this little alcove over by the front door. Then we have a bathroom right next door to it. I kind of tucked the bed into the little space next to the bathroom because I didn't want the bathroom to open up onto the kitchen. That is a huge pet peeve of mine. If you've been following me for any length of time, you probably noticed that. But for this particular build, I was going for like a bachelor pad, someone who is just kind of getting started in their career, really hasn't built up any sort of savings, can't, live in a nice apartment. So he just kind of rents this, mediocre kind of crappy apartment in San Myshuno while he's kind of building himself up. And this build is actually related to the outdated ranch build that I did on my channel a few weeks ago at this point. And before I say what I'm about to say, I just want to make sure that we know how bad I am at following through on things, especially Sims related things, and especially recently Sims related things on my YouTube channel. But I have been working on a save file, as I do every year around this time. Every year around kind of the end of the year / the beginning of the new year, I get it in my head that I'm going to do a save file. I'm going to do a full save file. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to have all sorts of different townies and people living in the builds, and all of the neighborhoods are going to make sense, and it's going to be wonderful. I never finish it. Let's just be honest here that I never ever get any further than like 10 houses. It just doesn't happen, but we can have high hopes like we do every single year and maybe pretend that this is going to last for longer than a month and a half. But anyway, the outdated ranch that I built a few weeks ago was built for an elderly man whose wife had just passed, and he is retired. He has been living in this house, and that's what that was built for. So this apartment is related to that other apartment because this apartment I built with the fact that the elderly man who lived in the ranch house has a son, has an adult or a young adult son. I don't remember which one I made him, but the sim that is going to be living in this apartment is the son of the dude that is living in the outdated ranch that I built. Whenever I do save files, I do like to try and make Sims families that maybe don't all live together. So that way there's a little bit more of an excuse for you to bring your Sims maybe to worlds that you wouldn't typically bring them to. If they have an aunt or an uncle or a cousin or something living over in Windenburg, maybe you are more likely to visit Windenburg with the idea that your Sim is going to visit their cousin or their family member or whoever it is. So that was my thought process here was, this man's son moved out and he has moved to San Myshuno. He is trying to build up his career. He has just, this very kind of simple bachelor pad. You can tell that some of the furniture is maybe some stuff he took from his dad's. Like, there's no way that this guy went out and bought those chairs for that dining room table. So maybe that was just like something his dad had in storage or like in the basement or whatever. And he was like, oh, you need a dining room table? I got you, son. You can just take this. And then there are some newer pieces of furniture in here, like the couches that, maybe this guy was like, I'm gonna go invest in some nice couches. And that's what he did. So that was my thought process with building this. It's a pretty simple, quick build. We are coming to the end of it right now. The bathroom is nothing exciting to look at. I did limit my money with this build because again, I'm trying to create, kind of storylines, and this guy doesn't have a lot of money, so I didn't want to go over the top with furnishing this. I think I gave him 20,000 simoleons when I moved him into this apartment before I started building. So that's kind of what I went off of. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. If you want to see more of this save file, you better comment about it because there is a huge chance that I am going to just completely throw it by the wayside. But if you keep pushing me and you keep asking for it, I have no choice but to deliver on what I've been asked to do. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed. If you're not, I will see you next time. Bye.